once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live from the Kellyville Event Center, home of the Kellyville Ponies. You're watching KVrising. Just about to be introducing the starting lineups for both Adair and Vian. Adair being the away team today. They were home team yesterday, had a hard time seeing the numbers, so hopefully today we can get more of a good look at their numbers. A lot easier to see, not green on white, or not yellow on white. So, be good to go, getting ready to get started here. So the starters have been introduced. Getting ready to go for the tip here. They're doing the jumping duties for the Adair Warriors. Number 3, Reese Jackson. And for Vian, number 24, Diego Ramos. Here we go. Ramos gets the tip, gets it to number 3, Richardson. Richardson's guarded by 30, Curtis. Gets it to number 12, Wright. Wright gets it back to Ramos. And then 21 for Adair, Winfrey with the steal, pass to 30, Tristan Curtis. Now Wright, pass to Grass. Back to Wright. Back to Ramos. Back to Grass. Grass looking for somewhere to go, guarded by Winfrey. Passes it back to Wright, now back to Grass, who's guarded by Richardson. Nope, not Richardson, Jackson. Now Wright with the ball, guarded by Curtis. Tipped away, Richardson gets it. Now Grass for the three-pointer. Goes down there, three-point shot missed. Now Curtis has the ball at the other end. That's tipped by Richardson, who's tipping it away from Schneider. Curtis pass into Winfrey. Winfrey for 3. It's just off the mark. Rebounded by Ramos. Gets to Richardson now. Richardson down to Wright. Wright against Curtis. Wright's shot just off the mark. Rebounded by 20, Deshaun Mays. Jump ball. Points to Adair. Now Jackson pass into Winfrey. Winfrey looking for someone to go, sizing up the defense. Pass to Schneider. Over to 11. That's Derek Bailey. Foul called on Jackson for Adair. Now Richardson bringing it up the floor, gives it to Wright. Wright looks for somewhere to go, gives it to Ramos. That pass is intercepted by 24, Brody Longhorn. Winfrey pass to Bailey. Bailey over to Longhorn. Longhorn driving in. Can't keep a hand on it. That gets to number 20, Mays. Mays now driving in. Goes down. Shots made. Longhorn goes up with it. That's just taken out of his hands by Ramos. Longhorn for three, just off the mark, rebounded by Winfrey. Winfrey goes back up with it. It's just off the mark, rebounded by Richardson for Vian as he takes it down the floor now. Now Mays. Floater, charge called against Mays. His first. Jackson passes into Winfrey. Winfrey now bringing it up the floor for the Warriors. Curtis looks over. Gets it to Jackson. Jackson's fouled on his shot. That foul's on 24. That's Ramos. Jackson's first free throw shot just off the mark. Second one. Nothing but net. Puts Adair up by one. Wright looking for a place to go with it. He's guarded by Curtis. Gets it to Ramos. Ramos over to Grass. Now Grass looking for somewhere to go. He's guarded by Jackson. Turns around. Gets it back. Tries to get it back to Ramos. Guarded by Winfrey. Ball's taken away. Gets to number 12. That is Wilson. Wilson's shot's blocked before he even goes up with it, and that's intercepted by Wright. Wright takes it down, passes it to Grass. Now Grass is guarded by Curtis. Curtis doing well defense there. Wright takes a shot over in the corner. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Jackson for Adair. Now he's got somebody behind him. Ramos coming up with a good defense there. Now Curtis, three-pointer, gets Mays to jump. And Jackson. No, sorry, not Jackson. Wilson down low. Good lay-in there. So Mays now gets it to Grass. Grass for three. It's just off the mark. Rebounded. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be Vian ball. Winfrey bringing it up the floor, gets to Bailey. Bailey now inside to Wilson. Wilson gets it inside to Jackson, who takes it outside to Winfrey again. That's rebounded by Ramos as he passes it to Richardson. Richardson now driving against Winfrey. Richardson now guarded by Curtis. Now Mays. Mays goes in, passes it inside to 21. 21, Stewart. And that pass is deflected by Wright. Now Jackson looking for a place to go, ends up going to the Vian bench. That shot's just off the mark from Wilson. Vian ball. Mays pass into Wright. Curtis for Adair looking at the ball very closely, goes up to guard Wright. Now Wright looking for a place to go with it. Good screen there from Ramos. Gets it to Richardson over on the top of the key. His shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Mays. Now Ramos in the corner for three. His shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Winfrey for Adair as he is heavily guarded by Mays. Now Curtis down low, trying to get in somewhere in the paint. And Stewart. Mays for three. His shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Curtis for Adair. Gets to Winfrey, who's guarded by Wright. Winfrey, good shot there. Good way to get in the paint and get in the lay-in. Ramos is fouled by 11. That's Derek Bailey. Richardson Gets the ball back to Mays, guarded by Curtis. Curtis is everywhere on the floor. Seems like he's an on-ball defender. Right now. Inside to Ramos. That shot is just off the bottom of the backboard. Now good pass inside from Winfrey to get it to Wilson. Wilson now outside to Schneider. That shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Wright. A timeout, Vian. So now Richardson. Over to Ramos. The pass was intended for Stewart. Goes out of bounds. Adair ball. Winfrey now for Adair, bringing up the floor. Guarded by Richardson. Gets it over to Schneider. Schneider dribbles around, and he gets the lay-in after putting a little sauce on Stewart. Now Richardson. Pass inside, intended for Stewart. Stewart does the smart thing, throws it off Adair. Throws it off Jasper Schneider. Goes out of bounds. Sorry, throws it off of Winfrey. Goes out of bounds. Gets it into Mays. Vian. Richardson now. Now Grass. Now Mays again. Loses the ball. Jump ball. Possession points to Vian. So Grass going to pass it in for Vian. He passes it to Wright. Wright gets it back to Grass. Ramos inside. Pass out to Richardson. Richardson for three, and that one's good. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Bailey now. Over to Curtis. Curtis sizing up the defense. Now pass to Schneider. And Schneider looks to Winfrey, but passes to Bailey. And Wilson is going to pass to Wilson. Nobody there. Mays pass into Richardson for Vian. Curtis across half court. Still inching up, watching the ball. Ramos inside. He's fouled. Ramos, his first free throw is just off the mark. Rebounded by Winfrey. He gets to Schneider. Schneider back over to Winfrey. As he takes the three-pointer in the corner, it's just off the mark, rebounded by Grass. As time expires, first quarter, not very eventful. Not very eventful. Scores 9-5. Adair in the lead. Not a very eventful first quarter. Very low scoring game so far. All right, back underway. Curtis going to pass in the ball here. Pass to Schneider. Schneider passes to Winfrey. Now Winfrey looking for a place to go with it. He's guarded by Richardson. He passes to Bailey. Bailey guarded by Wright. Bailey looking for somewhere to go. Gets to Curtis. Curtis guarded by Mays. Mays playing tough defense on Curtis. Makes him lose the ball there for a little bit. Jasper. Snyder. Pass to Bailey. Bailey for three. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Richardson. As Wilson falls to the floor. Richardson drives in. His shot to no avail. Winfrey with the rebound, guarded by Mays. Pass to Jackson. Jackson looking for a place to go. Curtis looking for a place to go with it. And that's Cale Winfrey. His shot good for three. Wright looking for a place to go with it. Gets to Richardson. Now over to Ramos. Ramos passes back to Wright inside for Mays. Goes out of bounds. Now Longhorn coming in for Wilson. Grass pass into Richardson. Back to Grass. Guarded by Curtis. Now inside to Ramos. Pass intended for Wright. Just a little bit left. Still catches it. Now Wright in the corner. Guarded by Schneider. Looking for a place to go with it. Now Wright looking for somewhere. Gets to Ramos down inside. They're going to call him for a travel. Now Winfrey, guarded by Richardson. Now Bailey. That ball goes out of bounds. Grass pass into Wright. Kicked ball. Turnover for Adair. Now Winfrey looking for a place to go with it. Guarded distantly by Richardson. Fouls on Richardson. That's his first foul of the game. Winfrey looking for somewhere. Gets it to Schneider. Schneider looking for Longhorn. Ends up getting it over to Winfrey. Guarded by Richardson. Now guarded by Mays is Curtis. Curtis now passes to Wilson. Wilson over to Schneider. Schneider guarded by Grass. Gets the ball taken away from him. He's on the ground now, on the floor. Winfrey for three. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Jackson over to Curtis. And now Winfrey again for three. And that shot's just off the mark. And that one's a foul. That foul's on Schneider. Here we go, Richardson. Guarded by Schneider. Now guarded by Longhorn. Longhorn fouls Richardson. Good play there by Winfrey. Now Richardson guarded by Schneider. Calling a charge on Richardson there. Winfrey now guarded by Richardson. Winfrey driving in. Now Wright. His floater's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Curtis. Now Curtis double teamed. Got Wright and Ramos on him. Now Schneider finding the way out of it by Mays. And then Winfrey's three-pointer just off the mark, rebounded by Wilson. Timeout Vian. Full timeout. Wilson. His shot's good. Now Richardson to Wright. Wright's shot just off the mark, rebounded by Wilson. Gets it over to Winfrey. Winfrey saying he carried the ball. Richardson now guarded by Curtis. Gets it over to Grass, who's guarded by Winfrey. Now over to Wright, who's guarded by Curtis. Back over to Grass. Inside to Mays. And Mays, his floater's good. Winfrey inside to Longhorn. Longhorn, his shot's just off the mark, rebounded by himself and takes that one, gets that one to go. Now Grass looking for a place to go with it, guarded by Curtis. Now over to Wright. Wright over to Richardson. Richardson fouled. Lane violation there. Got him for a carry. Wilson. Good move there by Luke Wilson. 2:09 remaining in the first half. Richardson drives in, his shot to no avail. Winfrey pass for Curtis. Curtis is knocked down. Good hustle there though. Mays kicked ball. Richardson looking for Grass. Fouls on Longhorn. That's his second foul of the game. Ramos going to go to the line to shoot 1-and-1 because of the bonus. First one's good. Farrar comes in for the Warriors. Second shot just off the mark. Farrar with the rebound. Gets it to Winfrey. Now to Curtis. Called Mays for a push there. Now both teams in single bonus. So Schneider gets 1-on-1. First one's good. And second one's just off the mark, rebounded by Ramos. Grass now, over a minute just to play in the first half. Looking for somewhere to go. He gets it to Wright. Now he gets it to Richardson. Richardson back over to Wright, guarded by Schneider. Now Grass. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Bailey as he is hounded. Foul called on Mays. First one goes. That's Mays' third foul. Second one just off the mark, goes out of bounds. Stays Adair ball. Curtis for three. His shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Ramos. Now over to Wright. Wright gets it to Grass. Grass back to Wright. Bailey goes down, called for a charge. Wright comes out of the game for the Wolverines as Winfrey brings down the ball. Winfrey looking for a place to go, gets Jackson inside. That's just taken away by Ramos there. Richardson, good floater there to end the half. 12-point ball game. Very low scoring game still yet. We're going to take a quick break. Be back in about 10 minutes. All right, we're back for halftime. Score 24-12, Adair ahead. Coach Nance being called to the floor to take the ball rack off the sideline. It's Richardson for Vian. It's guarded by Curtis. Looking for a place to go with it. Winfrey goes up so he can't pass to right. Now Grass passes to right, almost intercepted. Now Richardson again. Passes all the way over to Grass in the other corner. Winfrey there with the push. That's his first foul of the game. Mays takes it out of bounds. Pass to Grass. Passes it back to Mays. Mays goes in, is fouled. First one goes. Schneider looking for place, goes for Winfrey. Inside, gets the go-ahead. Richardson looking for a place to go, finds Wright. Now Wright guarded by Curtis, looking for somewhere, decides to go along the baseline. Pass to Grass, now Grass. Pass to Mays. Mays goes inside, his shot's just off the mark. Inside Richardson, his shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Wright. Wright goes back up with it, that one's good. 26-15, 11-point ball game. Winfrey. Inside, taken away by Richardson. Richardson pass to Wright. Looks to go somewhere, gets by Schneider with the lay-in. Now Winfrey looking for somewhere to go. Finds Schneider. Schneider. That foul's on Winfrey. Or sorry, foul's on Wilson. That's his third. Got a timeout Vian. Or sorry, timeout Adair. Only 30-second timeout. Wright looking for somewhere to go. Guarded by Schneider. Now Wilson with the rebound. Gets to Curtis. Curtis guarded by Wright from distance. Now Schneider driving in, loses the ball. Taken away by Richardson. Now Vian going the other way with it. Pass to Grass. Gets past Wilson. Goes inside, gets it to blocking foul. Foul's on Curtis, so Ramos going to go to the line now for Vian. Now Jackson looking for somewhere to go. Three-pointer just off the mark, rebounded by Schneider. Now Schneider falls to the ground. Going to call him for a travel. Schneider takes a break. Richardson going down the court. Ramos looking for somewhere. Gets it to Wright. Wright now over to Richardson. Richardson for three. It's just off the mark. Rebounded by Wright. Now Grass going to pass it in. Longhorn coming in for Bailey. Grass going to pass it in for Vian. Looking for somewhere to go. Gets it to Richardson, who's guarded by Winfrey. Now over to Wright. Wright for three. It's just off the mark. Rebounded by Mays. Good putback there. Doesn't get it to go, though. And that one he does, and he's fouled. Deshaun Mays, good play there. Goes for the putback, gets his own rebound, doesn't get the first one to go, gets the second one to go, now is at the free throw line trying to make it a three-point play. Doesn't get it to go, unfortunately, but Longhorn with the rebound, gets it down to Curtis. That shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Wright, who gets it to Richardson. Curtis playing good on-ball defense. Now guarded by Winfrey over Wright. Goes inside. Charging foul called. That foul's on Wright. Good block by Mays there. Mays now taking it down. Curtis the only one there. He takes it coast to coast. Now Curtis for three. His shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Ramos. Now he gets it to Mays. Curtis now guarding Mays. Mays putting a little bit of stuff on him. Now Grass guarded by Schneider. Longhorn falls to the floor. Shot's no good. Rebounded by Jackson. Now Jackson had taken it up the floor. Richardson. Jackson's shot's good as he takes it coast to coast. That's the first points that Adair has scored in a little bit. Grass looking for a place to go. 5-point game. Almost 21 now. That's rebounded by Winfrey for Adair. So he takes it down the floor, gives it to Jackson. Jackson, guarded by his own man somewhat, gets that one to go, 30-point. Richardson takes that one. Euro steps his way in there. So now Ramos to the line. And Gets stuck, jump ball. Vian in the bonus. And Longhorn, his shot's deflected by Mays. Richardson guarded by Jackson. Good screen by Ramos there. Doesn't get by Jackson quite yet. As he goes up for a shot, it's deflected, rebounded by Winfrey. Now Curtis, step back three. It's just off the mark, rebounded by Schneider. Schneider passed to Winfrey. Winfrey inside to Curtis. Curtis looking for Longhorn, gets him. Shot's good. That was good play there. Shots off the mark, rebounded by Mays. Mays now guarded by Curtis on the other end. Mays now for three. Goes over the backboard out of bounds. Winfrey now inside to Jackson. Jackson looking for a place to go with it. Goes up. It's off the mark, rebounded by Mays. Mays guarded by Winfrey. Now Grass in the corner. It's just off the mark, rebounded. Foul. Foul was on Stewart. Now Winfrey looking for somewhere to go. Gets it to Schneider. Schneider for three. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Mays. That foul's on Jackson. So Vian will go to the line, shoot 1-1. Makes first one. And second one falls in and out. Jackson gets the rebound. Takes up the floor for Adair. Curtis now for three. That's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Grass, who gets it to Richardson. And now Richardson goes up with it. Hard fall. Jump ball called. Foul called, Adair ball. 36 seconds left remaining in the third quarter. Winfrey just holding on to the ball. Pass to Jackson. Going for a last second shot here. Gets it to Winfrey. Winfrey now going up. And it falls in. And Richardson heaves it to no avail. It's a 10-point ball game. Vian did a really good job holding in the first quarter, dwindling that lead down a little bit. Adair ball. Schneider gets Curtis up top of the key. Now Winfrey finds Longhorn in the corner for three, and it's good. Called for a carry. Schneider pass in to Winfrey. Winfrey looking for somewhere to go. Sizing up the defense against Richardson. Now Grass. Called for a charge. Winfrey's third of the game. Now Grass looking for somewhere, gets it to right. Fouls on 24, that's Ramos, that's his second. Now Schneider for Adair, looking for something. Now Winfrey over to Curtis, to Jackson. Jackson to Schneider. Schneider goes in. His lay-in's good. Grass guarded by Curtis. Pass over to right. Right now his shot's deflected. Taken away by Schneider. Schneider to Winfrey. Winfrey looking for somewhere to go with it. Richardson in the corner. His shot's good. Now Winfrey over to Longhorn. Gets Ramos to jump. Gives it to Curtis. Calls him for a travel. Vian now in double bonus. Right in the corner. Grass for three. His shot's good. 9-point game now. And Jackson's three-pointer is good. Brings it back to a 12-point game. So Mays, guarded by Jackson, gets it over to right. Now to Grass. Grass, guarded by Schneider. Grass over to right. Deflected. Gets it back. Gives it to Ramos. And now right from the free throw line. His shot's good. Four minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. Out of bounds. Last touched by Vian. Adair ball. Ramos deflects that one out of bounds. Remains Adair ball. Jackson almost loses handle of it. He's guarded by Mays. So he goes in, shot falls. Free throw's good as well. Makes it a three-point play. 45-32. Right. Screen by Mays. Richardson for three. His shot's off the mark. Rebounded by Schneider. Gets it down to Curtis. Curtis looking for somewhere to go. Jackson, feet were on the line. Calls him for a travel. Grass now looking for somewhere to go. Guarded by Curtis. Gets it to Ramos. His shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by Wright. Now Grass. Screen by Mays. Good pump fake right there by Wright. Mays at the line. Shot falls in after the bounce. That was Winfrey there. Good way to get a layup to go there. Now Richardson. Good screen by Mays. He drives in. He gets a lay-in as well. 10-point game. 2:35 remaining in the game. Winfrey. Guarded from distance by Richardson. Remains Adair ball. And Jackson there. Good way to get through the lane. Now Wright. He gets one to go. Getting Vian in double bonus. Gets 2 shots. Not 2 shots. Jackson intercepted by Richardson. Now Curtis, right. And he gets one to go. We're within 8. Blocking foul on Mays. That's 5 on Mays. First one goes. 50-41. Second one goes as well for Schneider. 10-point game. Pass to 22. Sanders. Sanders gets his to go. As Winfrey is now looking for somewhere to go. Guarded by Richardson. Drives in, gets it out to Jackson. Jackson hesitating. Says he carries the ball. Now Richardson gets it to Wright. Right back to Richardson. Winfrey guarding. His shot's off the mark. Richardson. Now Curtis down low, guarded by Grass. He gets an easy lay-in. Right. Fouled. Shots just short for Wright at the free throw line. 10-point game. And the second one falls. Full press. Bounces, bounced it off Winfrey's foot there. We got a timeout, 47.6 seconds remaining in the game. And that timeout is charged to Vian. Richardson there. His three-pointer's good. 6-point game. Full timeout charged to Vian. Now Jackson gets it inside to Winfrey. Winfrey is heavily guarded by Wright and Richardson. Jackson gets it to Curtis. Curtis finds a place to go, gets it back to Jackson. Now Jackson guarded by Richardson. Ball goes way long. Hail Mary pass incomplete for Jackson. Now Wright looking for a place to go. Gets Richardson. Richardson's shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Ramos. Richardson drives in again. Curtis with the rebound for Adair. Now we got a foul. Number 13, that's Glass. Or Grass, sorry. Grass for Vian with that foul. Now Winfrey going to the line. Shot falls. 55-47. Wright looking for somewhere to go. Intercepted by Winfrey. Winfrey going to put the lay in. 10-point game. Try to seal the deal. Wright. Three-pointer off the mark. That's the ball game. 57-47. Adair takes the win here against Vian. All right. Adair plays tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. And Vian will play here tomorrow at 11:30. All right, up next, we have the Colcord Lady Hornets and the Kellyville Lady Ponies. We're going to go ahead and hop off air for right now, but we will make sure to get back on air here in about 5-10 minutes. We'll see you then.